Hey there guys, how you doing? This is Ice9 doing another Madden Mobile video and doing kind of a rare thing for me. We're playing the Deplorables ranked 2,850, so I'm going to record my league drives against these guys and we're going to take on the Seahawks Rock and let's see how I do. Please no nerf. But, wanted to do a little bit of gameplay in the video. Okay, he's got a kicker who kicks it in the end zone. Makes my life a little bit easier. And try a running play. That looks countered. And that is 18%. Could have maybe gotten through that hole, but I did not. Flipped spread FL drag, hard counter unit. And went to the wrong receiver, but either look was actually ended up being okay. 18% against the run. So it's not a real high percentage. That's another counter look. That's critical. And catch another softie. So a little bit unlucky. I'm going to try Y stick here. Usually wouldn't run this play. You can see a nice little pancake there on the defensive end. Get the first down. And I'll try to mix in a toss. Not a counter look. They react to it pretty well though. And do not get the first down. And try trips. And he does manage to struggle and get across for the first down. So I got 3 running plays that work. Not sure how much I should push my luck on this, but I will try pitch again. Blocker gets in the way. Thank you, tackle. And lucky I didn't catch a counter on that. I'm going to go back to the short passing and do double slants. That looks like it might be a counter. And it was 14% against the short pass. Not enough. Ooh, that is a counter look. High snap and all. Get it to wide receiver 1. And getting a little bit unlucky with the counters, but kind of fighting through it. And I know what I can kind of do. I think. Strong IFB middle. Nice completion. And from there I'm going to try Y stick again. Do not get in for the touchdown, but get pretty close to the goal line. Counter look there. 14% again. I am telling you, that is rough. All right, I'm going to go to FB flare and look for the fullback. Man coverage. And we're going to try to scramble, and we get the first down because of it. Okay. FB dive. My goodness, just a wall. And the counter look again. And third down once again because of frequency. We're going to go to cross end. And even though it gets countered 100%, we get in for the touchdown. My goodness, that was quite the odyssey. And running for 2 points has been tough lately. I did not want to do that. Oh my gosh, let's see how this works. It actually does work. And I get in for the conversion. Maybe a new one to try sometimes. The fake toss to Dorsett. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 counters in a drive, but all low percentages. So that was definitely an adventure. And we're going to try to do it again. My goodness, that's a lot of counters. That was a long drive, man. So we know cross end is hard countered. And should we take that challenge? Yeah, we will. We're going to take that challenge, and I'm going to try to juke in the hole. And not successful. 2nd and 9. Go back to the Y stick. Pretty tight. And we're going to flip that spread FL drag, uncountered look. And get the first down. And not much else. Kind of want to try something else. Strong twins PA cross. Not a countered look. Man coverage though. We're going to throw that away. And FB flare is available. We're going to try double slants. Looking for that outlet who is open. Didn't even really get a chance to truck him. And we're going to go to curls flats right after that. Outlet is open. And let's try the recommended play. Countered. 100%. So I found another one of his counters. Okay. Strong IFB middle. Just a simple drop. Just a simple drop is what that is. And FB flare, but I might look, that's a counter look, I might look for the fullback if I can. I'm going to throw it away on the counter, and it's 4th down. Okay. And on this one, let's see what I want to do. Really don't want to dip my toe in the water with a different play, but I don't want to run FB flare again. We're going to try spot. That looks kind of countered. Kind of fronted, and we get the first down and the long completion. And we're going to try to run it outside. Oh, fumble. Oh, thank you. 2nd and inches. Fullback dive we know was open. And a little spin move. And can I get a good look with curls this time? I do. But I get a deflection. And I get the deflection. Alright. What am I going to do? I'm going to go right back to curls. Uncounter look again. Lob it. Get it batted down one more time. Nice. Okay, we're going to go to curls flats for a second time in the drive. Outlet's open. Nobody's going to get there for the touchdown. And this time, even though I want to kind of try fake toss again, I'm going to try toss. And this is a countered look, so run for the pylon and hope that doesn't happen. 30%, no good. Once that happens, he shot through the hole, and that was the end of that. One more drive. These drives have been taking a while. Got to remember Strong Twins PA Cross is not hard countered. And I think I want to get, if I can get a good look at that, and that is zone coverage. Ooh, didn't mean to run out of bounds. And what else do I want to try here? I'm going to try strong PA tight end corner. And these plays, this is why you have to counter them. They're big gainers, just too easy to run. All right, pretty good gainer there. We're going to flip spread FL drag, uncountered look. That is not who I wanted to go for on that. And back to curls. Just the way I drew it up on the chalkboard. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. That could have been intercepted. All kinds of things could have happened on that play. Counter look again, 30%. Don't shoot the gap this time. Run to the outside for the pylon. And we get 22 points for our efforts. That curls play. I'm glad I got that one on video. It's nice when good random things happen to you on a drive. That was pretty silly. All right, so good sportsmanship. Not good locks. Good luck, guys. And there we go. We got a little bit of gameplay here in the video, and I got to try to keep it short. I actually recorded a couple other videos today, and they were about an hour long. And couldn't end up uploading them, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to keep this one shorter and do it like a two-part thing. And a lot of the video was just kind of talking about, you know, another Ice 9 rant is really what it is. But we got to bring out some good news in this one. And then we're going to talk about Ultimate Legends, the bosses, and positional heroes for the week. But first, we're going to give somebody a huge shout out here. Adam is the boss. So, Adam, I think he's got a couple teams in #1 front office here. Thought he had another team on here. I've played a couple of these guys before. Really, really good players. Usually beat me. USC skills, I just played and lost. Good players up and down. But if we look at Adams here, I thought he had another team in here, but he's only got one. But Adam, a.k.a. X-Temper, is another game name for one of his teams. He was in Systematic Front, and he's been doing YouTube videos, and he's doing videos trying to help people play the game better. It's already helped me, and I think it'll help pretty much everyone. I would say that his videos are more helpful than mine, even though with mine you see raw gameplay. You get to see all the mistakes that I make. Choosing the wrong receiver and getting away with it a couple times in this video right here. And you get to see what I do well, things that I could do better, etc. But Adam's videos, he breaks down plays and he shows you how to maneuver your quarterback so your tackles hook up to your to the defensive ends and block better, which is certainly a very good way to go. If you have not seen his videos, I would recommend you stop watching this video right now and check them out. Look for Systematic Front Madden Mobile. His videos are usually pretty short and they're very, very good. So he is doing this to try to make the competition better, because one thing we've seen since the March update especially is that league to leagues have largely become blowouts. They just are. They're blowouts. And a lot of it has to do with not just better teams, better game plans, etc. Adam here is a 98 overall with a 99-99 offense and defense, and he plays really well because his play calling's good and because the way he breaks down plays is extremely, extremely good. So I definitely recommend that you guys check out his videos. Again, search for Systematic Front Madden Mobile. Okay, so let's get into... We're going to start with Positional Heroes because they just came out today. The new ones. And we've got a couple of changes and a couple of wrinkles this year. So we're going to talk about that. And our 99 O-Tackle for Positional Heroes is Donald Penn. Great player, definitely deserves a good card, which he is getting right here. Not the highest speed and acceleration and agility on this card. So for that reason, and now we know what all positional heroes and throwbacks are going to be for the rest of the year. By the way, no +2 speed booster in throwbacks for the rest of the year. A big boo to EA on that one. But if you go on Mudhead, you can find the threads and, you know, find the listings for the players. And the throwbacks are going to ramp up to 99s. Positional heroes have a kick and punt returner for this year, which they didn't in previous years. But anyways, the blocking stats are really good on this card. So if you want a 99 O-Tackle, there is a very, very good card. The thing is, if you use Adam's techniques for trying to get the tackles to hook up, it's going to help somebody out with slower speed like this. Because of his speed, if you have Fisher, I would hit this guy at left tackle is where I would put him. And then put Fisher at right tackle. If this guy's got to be your best tackle, then, you know, you got to put him at right tackle. But I think having a guy a little bit quicker would help at right tackle if you could get him. Realizing that not everybody has Fisher or can afford the new Boss Williams card. All right, so that's one. The other one, this is from last week. And you can see I've got a fair amount of gold kick returners in there. And I've got a couple, well, I got one elite in there and another one that I could put in that's on my team right now. But this is a decent card. And it's really for overall more than anything. Nicole Aniston from X Videos posted a short video showing Hester highlight films where he's taking fair catches and running up and letting the ball bounce in the end zone and getting cracked at about the 15-yard line. So kick returners, you know, it's not the biggest impact player. Obviously, you want a guy with high carry. This card's got a little bit lower carry, but kick returner I've got right now on my team also has pretty low carry, and he hasn't been fumbling a lot. So, I mean, basically... the Patterson card here. So basically, this is an overall card, is what this is. But, you know, if you don't want to do the Hester set and waste 10 tokens on a kick returner, you know, if you do only one player, a boss, you're not going to do a kick returner. You know, so that's not a bad card for your legacy team, just for overall reasons is really what it is. The other card I'm really going to talk about, so we're going to have a punt returner. We've got a punter for today. I don't know why. Not that I keep up with punter stats, but not sure why Wing got a card here. Career high average. special teams player 2 weeks in a row. Okay, whatever. It's a punter. It's purely for overall. That's all this is. I did the set. I had the punters, and I've got the kickers too for the positional hero kicker. And I kind of guessed that EA would do a positional hero kicker and punt returner. I kind of hedged my bet, so I sold off a lot of my kick returners, golds and elites, to try to make coins. But I kept my punt returner stuff, which is really the most useless in the game. The punt returner, you're only going to use them in season, but it's an overall card. So at least I've got the cards for that. Whatever. The other card we're going to talk about here, and then from here we're going to go into the bosses, because we've got a boss O-tackle and defensive end for the week. And so this card, Kyle Williams here, was on my team for about two days, and I was using him in season games. I wasn't usering him, but I was using him on my team before the Watt card came out, which I did the Watt set. And I was playing season games and put him on weak side defensive end, right alongside the right outside linebacker. And usually in season games, I do play defense. I don't kick it onside. I like playing a little bit of defense, even if it's really running pinch every single down and pass rushing. It's still fun. But one of the annoying things about season games, especially when you play a lot of them and you win a lot of them in a row and the difficulty ramps up, very typical thing that happens is you'll come clean at right outside linebacker. In my case, it's Super Bowl Von Miller. You'll absolutely crack the quarterback clean, and he'll shrug it off. Pass rusher will fall on the ground, and then he'll make a big completion. With Williams on the team, I noticed a couple things, and we'll go into my team right after we look at these stats in a second. I noticed a couple things. He was there to clean up a lot of times, and I know that season isn't a good indicator of everything. Season games are their own thing, but some of the things do apply to Hall of Fame and league to league. This is a really good defensive end. I'd say in terms of gameplay, depending on where you put him, he's definitely better than Thomas, the draft card, and he's a higher overall too. And I would say, especially if you're in a 3-4 defense, in other words, if you're Chargers or Patriots or Steelers or Tampa Bay, then you're going to want this guy definitely over Thomas, and maybe over Garrett too. If you get the Watt card and you're running a 3-4 and you put this guy on the other side, I think you're doing pretty good. So the speed is really quite high for a Williams card, and he's usually a defensive tackle. He's a big 300-plus pound guy. This card has really high block shed. I think the block shed's 98, and I think the play recognition is about 92. With that being the case, and he's got really high hit power. And with Hendricks on my team, what I noticed, Hendricks and Garrett boosting him, is the guy gets off of blocks, very hard to block, and he causes a lot of fumbles. A defensive end like this will make a lot of plays. He'll get in the backfield and stop the run. He will get to the quarterback through the slightly tougher left tackle. He'll get off of blocks more and get to the quarterback better. He still has pretty good speed, decent acceleration, and acceleration is one of the easiest things to boost in this game. So this is a really, really good card for positional heroes. And just an example, if we go into the team, we see that he has better ratings than Garrett. And one of the things about this, okay, so I got the Watt card here, which I'll go into. But if I put Thomas on my team, it drops me to a 106 defense right now. And we could look at the stats in the card. The hit power is not too high. The power moves are decent. The block shed is decent, but, you know, we do have Garrett on the team too. Play recognition. This is a solid card. But you put in this Williams card on my team, it raises the overall, but it not only does it raise the overall, which increases the chances of critical counters, but it's also a better gameplay card, especially at the weak side defensive end who has to get through the tougher left tackle. You can see him boosted up here. The stats are really, really good. High block shed, 98 block shed, 96 play recognition. So really, really high stats. And he gets off of blocks, and he does cause a lot of fumbles. So if you can't afford Watt, this is probably the next best thing. We're going to go on now to both of the bosses for this week. And, you know, not too exciting. If you have to do one boss, you definitely don't want to do an O tackle, I would say. And you may not want to do defensive end. But Watt's boosts here are extremely good. +5 pursuit, so your guys will track down the ball carrier better. +5 block shed, so they'll get off of blocks better. You know, this is a really, really good card. And it's one of the cards that I wanted to do. I figured there's got to be 8 positions that I want to fill. I want a Barry Sanders card if they do one. And I want a halfback anyways. I got a quarterback in Brady. I want a wide receiver and a tight end on offense. On defense, I want a defensive end. Really before that, I want a big safety, a Sean Taylor or a Cam Chancellor if they come out with either of those guys' cards, which is pretty likely, maybe a Landon Collins or an Eric Berry or another safety. But, you know, a bigger safety would definitely be good for a strong safety. And a cornerback, which will probably be Dion. You know, Dion would be the most obvious one to get a speed boost. And I don't know how early they're going to drop the speed booster, if they're going to do one. You know, so that's definitely, that makes flashbacks even a little bit more unfortunate, because that really means, barring some other promo that comes along, once again, there's going to be no set-based speed booster in the game besides the 2 game changers until that card comes out. That's really lame by EA, but, you know, I'll save that for another video and try to keep this as short as possible. So the Watt card here is a really good card, really good. Impact player at defensive end, really high stats. What a weird card in a way. Higher speed than hit power on a Watt card, and also higher finesse moves than power moves. So that does not make a lot of sense at all to me in a J.J. Watt card. But, you know, we'll take the speed. This is a beastly, beastly card. The other card for the week is the right tackle. And I was not going to do this card. Pass block boost is good. The 90 speed is really, really good. Perfect pass block, and then he boosts everybody else. Really high impact block. So really, really good card. Not the biggest impact position in. And of course, we know that the offensive line is definitely, those positions are the most nerfed in the game. The tackles, no matter how good they are, they don't block unless you take Adam's techniques. And once again, I will definitely recommend you check out his videos so you get your tackles to block. I'm still learning what to do. It's kind of hard because you don't want to look in the backfield and see how you're moving your quarterback. You want to look downfield and make better reads, but it is helping as time goes on. Okay, so, but this card's pretty good, and it did raise my offense to a 105. And because the pen card, I decided that I was just going to sell all my elites for positional hero O tackles today, and I put my golds into the boss set, you know, the trade-in set for the gold players, which is one of the big ones that I'm doing right now, by the way. I'm doing gold players. I'm putting them in as I get them or buying them now for 2,500 coins, and I've done 15 tokens that way is one of the things that I'm doing. All right, so pretty good card, raises overall a little bit. Pretty much set at the O-line. I don't know how much more I want to do or how many bosses I'm going to be able to do for the year. I know there are people who are going to be able to probably do all of them. I don't think that I will. So don't really see doing much more to the offensive line, especially with Williams and Fisher boosting. That really does help. So, that is basically it. And then, so we did positional heroes, and we're going to do Ultimate Legends. And the last 2 weeks for these guys, the set-based players have been really good. This Howie Long card, the set card, looks about as good as the Williams card. Maybe even a little bit better with those high power moves, really good hit power, a little bit better speed. A little bit better acceleration. So this is a really, really good card. The difficulty is now with it being late in the year, and bosses have, in a way, they've made Ultimate Legend packs more profitable because the more common collectibles, the position, and the team can be used in the boss set with the 45 Elite collectibles, which is a really good set to do. But that year collectible is so rare, and with less people doing Ultimate Legends now, trying to work for bosses instead, that means there's even less year collectibles out there. And essentially what it's meant, what I've seen, is that the set-based players are almost as rare as the bosses right now. But this is a really good set-based card. And the Shockey card here, I really thought about getting the boss version of this player with the strength booster, which I needed. I was hoping Williams or Watt would have a strength boost. I figured either of those guys might have a +5 strength boost. Turned out neither of them did. I could have used strength over awareness and for Williams. But that's not the way it ended up. Ended up doing another awareness boost. So now I've got whatever it is, +15 awareness on my team or something. I think I'm triggering counters more because of it, though. It seems like my soft counters are firing like crazy nowadays. But this Shockey card, the set-based card, is probably a little bit better than Olsen. And Olsen, what I noticed when I had Vic and Gurley on the team, boosting speed +4, that it made Olsen a little bit more of a playmaker. And this guy has base. That brought Olsen up to 95 speed. And this guy has base 95 speed. So with Gurley in there, you take him to 97 speed. It'll make him more of a playmaker for sure. It'll make him a little bit more dynamic. Blocking stats are pretty good. Run and impact block. And really a very, very good set-based card. The boss, though, there wasn't enough of them out there, and I was kind of tracking. I was hoping to get down to like the 4 million coin range, which basically means one boss for me. It's one more boss player that I can do. But having a better tight end with how much I like to throw to the tight end would have been a good thing. He's a little bit of an upgrade for sure over Olsen. And quite a bit of an upgrade at the boss version, and it's got a strength boost. But that card just didn't end up coming down enough. It ended up going down to 6 million coins and started to sit. There were 3 of them. Then I was figuring somebody would relist at maybe in the 5 millions, and maybe it slowly worked down to the 4 to 5 million range. I was thinking maybe at 5 million coins. I've got about 8 million coins right now. And definitely at 4 million, I'd sacrifice one boss to get the guy. Understanding that they might do a boss tight end too. There should be 20 bosses that they do, and it would seem to make sense that a boss card would be one of them. I don't know if they have Tony Gonzalez's rights this year. That would be the best choice as a tall guy at tight end. And I don't think they'll do another Gronk card, although that would be very EA to bring out a boss Gronk card, even though we've already got, you know, the mobile master. You know, that would be so EA to do, but I do think that EA is at least reasonable enough not to do a boss Gronk. You know, we will definitely see. But, you know, this is a pretty good card for the set-based card as well, at any rate. And then moving on to Brucey here, this is a really good card. The issue is he's definitely an upgrade for me over Kuechly, but I'm waiting for the boss middle linebacker, hoping that it'll be Urlacher or Ray Lewis. And, you know, that's definitely one of the positions that I want to do with the boss. And it seems like I'm going to be able to do 8 to maybe 10 of them, depending. So middle linebacker is definitely, that's probably the first position that I want on defense, to be honest with you. So this card just doesn't get a lot of play for me, but it's a pretty solid card. And I think EA realizes with the bosses out there, they want to keep people buying packs for Ultimate Legends, so they're making the set-based card pretty good. And the Bruce Matthews card here too, probably a little bit better than positional hero Frederick. However, you know, with Trent Williams on my team now, that boost Frederick's weakest stat, which is pass block. But otherwise, the stats on this card are also pretty good, keeping in mind that the center doesn't matter all that much anyways. Actually, better run block center with high impact block is good, because you'll see a lot of times they'll push the nose tackle back and give you a running lane. Although sometimes in league to league in Hall of Fame, you don't see that much. But I do see it actually in Hall of Fame, especially since I added Fisher, that Frederick does a pretty good job run blocking and pushing people back. You know, but a pretty good card, a little bit better than Frederick. Again, the thing that sucks is that year collectible, and because these cards are pretty good, it's going to keep the cost up there because of rarity and how good the players are. So that's really it. That's promos, and I'm going to save my little rant for another video that I might do soon. But, you know, I'm going to save that for another video so I can get this one uploaded. So thanks for watching, guys. I will continue to do more videos for the rest of the year.